pivoting that we had done was we introduced something called the Syncom Wellness Kit. And this was something that we did during the pandemic, keeping in mind the overall wellness of the beneficiaries that we are trying to serve.
Hi everyone. Today we have with us Mr. Abhishek Choudhary, CEO of CINI Community Initiatives. In the earlier part of his career, Abhishek has been a senior solution consultant for over 12 years for MNCs like IBM and Wipro. He has done his MBA from IIM Calcutta with specializations in strategy and marketing. Abhishek joined as CEO of CINI Community Initiatives in 2019. He has been responsible for introducing new product variants, at the same time expanding use cases of existing products. Abhishek has kept a strong focus on enhancing the partner network of NGOs and foundations, thus increasing the geographical footprint of Cinicom with efficient logistics management. He has been also responsible for effectively pivoting during the pandemic and stabilizing the fundamentals. Under his guidance, the organization is now venturing into adjacent areas like menstrual hygiene and preparing products for the retail market. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Abhishek, and I really look forward to our conversation.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
All right. So to begin with, I would like to ask that what has been the biggest motivation or driving factor that has inspired the organization's philosophy, and how does that assist in empowering the marginalized communities?
Right. So the CINI Community Initiatives, or what we call a CINCOM, is actually a sister concern of Child in Need Institute.
Right.
So CINI has been a big name in the NGO sector for a very long time, and when we talk about our mission or our philosophy, we always draw a lot of inspiration from the parent organization, that is CINI, and we keep our core focus and mission aligned with those of our parent organization. So considering that we are focused on nutrition and our nutritional supplements, so the it's always everything is designed keeping in mind the welfare of women and children from the marginalized sections. So we have always been working on our and are known for our proprietary solution, which is called CINI Nutrimix. That's our proprietary nutritional supplement. So whenever we are working on new solutions or new engagements, we always keep a focus that whatever we are designing or whatever we are planning has the central idea that it should be for the welfare of women and children from the marginalized communities. So that is the way that we have been functioning. And Dr. Samir Chaudhary, who has been the founder of CINI as well as CINCOM, has been our inspiration throughout our journey. And that's where we draw inspiration from in terms of designing our products or designing our solutions and services.
Yeah. And I think indeed it's a very inspiring journey that you have described. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. And to move further, now I would like to ask that what are some of the key interventions or programs that the organization is working on?
So see, we are basically a product-oriented organization, and
Right.
with our core focus on CINI Nutrimix, as I mentioned earlier. So what CINI Nutrimix is it's a locally made indigenous nutritional supplement, which we have always designed for primarily keeping in focus women and children, that is SAM children, MAM children, pregnant women, lactating mothers. And that has always been our focus. But at the same time, we have been continuously evolving that product through continuous research and R&D. Right now, we are in collaboration with Jadavpur University's Food Technology Department, and they are our food technology mentors. So through their mentorship and guidance, we are continuously evolving our product. We are coming up with newer variants, improving the taste experience for customers or beneficiaries, trying to improve the usage experience. At the same time, we are trying to explore new use case areas for CINI Nutrimix. We are trying to identify who are the other people, who are the other beneficiaries or categories of beneficiaries who would need a similar nutritional supplement. And through all of this research that we have been doing, we have right now come up with a high protein variant of CINI Nutrimix that provides you 22 grams of protein per 100 grams, which is almost 100% more than a popular health drink that you have in the market at half the price of that popular health drink. So the high protein version was created keeping in mind that there are categories of beneficiaries like severely malnourished children or pregnant mothers or people suffering from conditions like tuberculosis, anemia, HIV, who need strong nutritional support with a protein dense product. So that is the idea behind designing this new product. And now we are CINI Nutrimix high protein version is officially approved by the government of India to be used for TB patients. We are already using the product in Noida through our association with Mamta and HCL Foundation, and our product is being served to TB patients in Noida. So that's one of the interventions that we have done. Another key intervention, or I would say a pivoting that we had done, was we introduced something called the Syncom Wellness Kit. And this was something that we did during the pandemic, keeping in mind the overall wellness of the beneficiaries that we are trying to serve. And Syncom Wellness Kit is a 360-degree wellness kit focusing on nutrition, sanitation, and protection. Nutrition we cover through our CINI Nutrimix. Sanitation we cover through the sanitizers and sanitary pads for especially for women. And protection we were covering through hand wash, soaps, liquid soaps, and face masks. So that was a 360-degree kit that we had designed, and it was really helpful for NGOs, foundations, and even our parent organization to provide to their beneficiaries in the field areas and project areas where there was a lack of access and lack of products at that point of time. Uh, Another key intervention that currently we are doing, working on and have recently launched is the Vishwas brand of our menstrual hygiene products. Currently, if you see in India, it's just 36% of Indian women who have access to proper menstrual hygiene solutions. During the pandemic, also we saw that due to income insecurity and lack of access, a lot of women who needed sanitary the solutions were not able to access them. With that, when we were able to when we faced that, it came to us that when we are considering welfare of women, this is also a big area that we need to focus and address. And from that, we have launched our brand of menstrual hygiene solutions, which we are calling Vishwas. The aim is to increase this percentage of 36 and take it to a larger number, and make sanitary solutions accessible to larger number of women through our deeper penetration and lower costs, making it more affordable for the marginalized societies.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, congratulations for the approval of the government on that. And I think the entire idea of serving the communities, especially in the domain of nutrition and health, is it's very commendable. The kind of work you are doing and the innovative solutions that you have developed, and be it Cinemix or providing kits to the individual, even during the pandemic. And I've gone through different initiatives that you have also just described. So it's very interesting, and I would like to, know a little bit more in detail. So on the similar note, I would like to ask that could you shed some more light on the model providing economically viable nutrition solutions and social entrepreneurship opportunities as well for the underserved community, especially women?
The business model that we follow has always been quite interesting for me personally. Is that because the model in itself is a two-pronged solution. On one hand, it provides a nutritional solution which is accessible and affordable for the community. On the other hand, what it does is provides livelihood and entrepreneurship opportunities for the community itself. So I'll tell you what we do here in the Kolkata production unit is that we have a principle of engaging and employing uh, employees from the local community within a 5 kilometer radius. What that helps us in bringing people to the factories easily. And at the same time, we try to engage with vendors and suppliers from the local community as well. Thus, we have a very strong local ecosystem. During the pandemic, one of the larger challenges for most industries was to bring their employees and workers to the factories, but we did not face that challenge because most of our people were around our premises, and they did not face those challenges of coming to the factory to work. So that's one part. But the other model that we often talk about is the community plus model. So the community plus model is actually based on the philosophy of by the community for the community, where the community is engaging in producing something which will be consumed by the same community itself. So it's a complete cycle. So in this model, what we do is we engage with self-help groups of women. We educate them, train them, help them set up their own micro production units, And through that, a livelihood opportunity is created, a social entrepreneurship opportunity is also created for them. So they are able to produce a nutritional solution for themselves, and they are able to serve their own community. Through this model, actually, we are able to solve a few challenges. One of them is the last mile delivery challenge gets eliminated, and at the same time, the community is able to get an affordable, viable nutritional solution from their community itself. Through this model, we have trained and set up more than 10 self-help groups in West Bengal and Jharkhand, who are running sustainable units at this point of time. Those were social entrepreneurship opportunities and livelihoods that have been generated for a sustainable future.
And I think it's really amazing to see the kind of initiatives that you have just described, be it the community plus model, where the idea itself is very empowering, that community is doing for themselves, they are creating their own products for their own consumption. So it's a very beautiful idea, and I think you put community at the forefront of all your interventions. So the strong strengthening of the community participation, and I feel it's very important as well to imbibe that approach in all of our interventions. So thank you so much for sharing such beautiful programs with us. And to move further, now I would like to ask that how has the work, the reach, and the services of the foundation that you have described, it has expanded since its inception, and how integral is the role of communities in strengthening your goals?
So we started in 2011, and last year we completed our 10th year of service. So when we started in 2011, we were producing 1,000 kilograms of Nutrimix per month, and we were serving just the local communities and a few beneficiaries through our parent organization. That's all that we were trying to do. By 2014, the product got recognized by the government of West Bengal, and we started working with the ICDS departments in government of West Bengal for multiple districts, and we were requested to supply our product for the beneficiaries like SAM children, MAM children, pregnant women, lactating mothers, those programs, and we started supplying across almost 6 to 7 districts within West Bengal itself. And gradually we started collaborating with a few NGOs. By 2019, what happened is not only West Bengal, we started exploring beyond West Bengal and moving to states like Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, these states also. At the same time, we were trying to gain a larger network of NGO partners and foundations that we wanted to work with. So we were aiming for a pan India presence through better logistics and a larger, deeper network of NGOs. And then we had the pandemic, which during the pandemic we were able to serve, say, close to 1 lakh families just through our participation and engagement with Child in Need Institute, our parent organization. And we served in Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, West Bengal, of course. And other than that, so the amount of nutritional support and dry ration relief that we were doing at that point of time would in figures would come to close to the 3.5 lakh kilograms of just Nutrimix that we might have supplied at that point of time. In 2020 and 21, the figures that we have been able to achieve are we produced 6.5 lakh kilograms of Nutrimix in the financial year, and we reached and touched the lives of close to 12 lakh 50,000 families. So that's the reach that we currently have. We are present in more than 8 states right now, with more than 20 NGOs and foundations as our regular partners. We are working with governments in almost 3 states. So that's the current reach that we have. And now we are in 2022-23. What we are planning is we aim to reach close to 25 lakh beneficiaries in this year, and through various solutions like which I have already spoken about, like Nutrimix or our Vishwas or the wellness kit that we have. And we'll continue we continue to create new solutions if there's a need that we see in the field. So that's our goal right now to create a reach of almost 25 lakh beneficiaries for the financial year of 2022-23.
I thank you for sharing that with us, and I think it's wonderful to see that how much you have achieved in such a short span of time, and you have spread across so many regions. And we would love to see you, expanding in some more geographical locations in the coming times. So
I
as
really
you
hope
have
to do that.
yeah, and you'll definitely do that. So, as you mentioned about the pandemic and the kind of work that you have done and the programs that you have run. So, I would like to ask the last question for today: that during COVID-19 or any such occurrence or yearly event, how do you align your work, pedagogy, and efforts to serve the communities you work with?
Yeah. Very interesting. Actually, see, the COVID-19, the pandemic was a life lesson for
Yeah,
every one of us across the globe. Companies and individuals and families, we all learned a few lessons. What I learned personally and as an organization head was organizational agility. What I found that we were extremely agile, and the culture of quickly adapting and pivoting based on the circumstances that we have, that helped us a lot throughout the pandemic and the multiple phases of lockdown that we had. That initial reaction of able to quickly pivot and decide that we'll engage ourselves in doing dry ration relief efforts. That was a big step for us. That was the first big step that we took during the pandemic, and it helped not only us, but it also helped our parent organization CINI to reach out to those hard areas and also to their beneficiaries in the field, not only in West Bengal but also in Bihar, in Jharkhand, in Odisha, in Assam. And through that collaboration, we were able to do a massive relief effort that we carried on throughout the first phase of pandemic, and also in entering into the second wave. So that was something that was very interesting that we were able to do. And and I realized during that while we were traversing that situation, that agility that we were able to show, and the flat organization structure that we had, the quick decision making abilities that we had, helped us go through that phase and maneuver ourselves through the difficult times we had. So if you remember, not only did we have the pandemic, but in West Bengal we also had the Amphan cyclone that struck us very badly. So it was just a couple of months into the pandemic that we had the Amphan cyclone. Our own premises were quite significantly damaged, but I remember we were closed or shut down for just one working day, and we were back in operation. And throughout the multiple phases of pandemic, we were able to continue our services uninterrupted for all the states and for all the beneficiaries and projects that we were covering at that point of time. And that only happened because the overall spirit of service that we had, the organizational agility that we had, and the resilience that the entire team showed at that point of time to go beyond their ways, and and at times at significant personal risk that people took at that point of time. We were able to achieve good things, which we are quite proud of right now when we look back. That yes, it was a tough phase for everyone, but yes, we were able to maneuver, pivot, and do things that look great right now. So I think those few things of agility, of being able to pivot quickly, and the spirit of service that we were able to show is something that stood has helped us stand in those circumstances, and is now the helping us post the pandemic, and when we are again restarting new ventures. Those that spirit continues to help us guide and steer the organization. Like when you talk about other occurrences also, like Assam floods have now become a an annual occurrence, and we are now pre-prepared for such a calamity, and with our existing partners. So we are already ready with our nutritional efforts, dry ration relief efforts. So now we are always prepared in advance for such calamities. And as I said, the overall spirit of the organization and the spirit of service that we have helps us continue to fight such crisis. And whenever our service is called for, we are almost always there to serve.
And I think I'm amazed to see the kind of resilience that you and the entire organization has shown during the pandemic, and during the cyclone as well. So, and as you have mentioned, that it's extremely important, the agility, the flexibility, adaptability, to quickly adapt and change these strategies and approach at the same time to reach till the last mile. And it's wonderful to hear you sharing the entire journey of the organization. And I would like to say that that brings our interview to a close, and it was absolutely lovely to interact with you. And I would like to wish you all the best for all your future endeavors. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me here, and it was lovely talking as well. Thank you.